Hi guys, welcome back. We missed last week, but we are back this week. I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday. Hello. Hey Ashley, hey baby. Hello Taylor, hello Lakina. Is it Lakina? I think so. Lincoln. Hello everyone. Hello. Just gonna give it just a couple minutes for everybody to join us tonight for our live coaching sessions. Woo! Abundant live coaching sessions. Woo! Look, got gloss on my teeth because I was rushing, y'all. Look, it is so hard when it is raining to like get up out of laying down, taking a nap. When I take a late nap on a Wednesday evening, and especially when it's raining, to then come on and do the show, I'm just like, okay, Rebecca, get up, girl. Anyway, I hope everybody's having a fabulous Wednesday. Hey, Nicole, Brittany, thank you. Hello, Idina from the Bahamas. Idina Flowers, welcome, sweetheart. All right, guys, let me come on. Hey, Tiffany. Hi, Lena Boo. Hi, guys. Thanks. Oh, you like my curls? This is called being lazy, y'all. That's what these curls are. It's called wash and go and not have to worry about the rain. That's what these curls is called. So, yes. Thank you. Thank you. All right, I'm coming on real quick. Let me, 1, 2, come on, code. Bringing up my iPad so I can see our guests. Our first guest tonight, guys, welcome to the Reckle and Pope Show. Abundant life, love, money, business, all of the above. Tonight we have two guests. Our first guest is Britannica, 28 years old. I am going to find her on here really quickly, or she might have sent me a request. I don't think that's her. Let me see if I can pull her up. R-I-T-A. Is that right? Ooh, I need my glasses. Listen, these little eyeballs. There she is. Invite. Okay, I think I sent you an invitation, sweetheart. If you're on here, say something, because I can click on you and send the invite directly to you. Oh, there, I think I saw you. No, that's not you, it's Brittany. Hey, Brittany. Hey, guys. Hi, Regina. Juanita, Gretchen, good evening, guys. Hey, John Roberts, hey, guys. Kimmy, hi, baby Tina, Lindsay. Look, I'm just seeing all these people. I love you guys. Look, I'm seeing everybody I know. Go live. Nope, that's trying to bring Ashley on. Let me see if she's on here, guys. I tried to send her an invite. I don't know if she's on yet. I don't see her. So we'll wait just a couple minutes. How's everyone doing tonight? Everybody doing good? It's a winning Wednesday. Tiberius, Nisa T08. Hello guys, welcome. It's Wednesday again. Time for our show and our live coaching sessions. Okay, let's see. She's waiting for you. She's waiting for me. I don't know what that means, sweetheart, because I'm just trying to find her. Look, y'all know me and this J. I just did it again. Okay, let me see. There she is. Somebody said there she is. Yay. I think she's coming. There we go. Hi, beautiful.
Hey, Miss Rebecca.
How are you? Look, you're all done. Look, I should have beat my face, y'all. Look at Britannica. I'm over here just jumping. Listen, I'm like, oh, I got to go on here live, honey. I just put on some lip gloss while it was coming on. No makeup. Look, I'm over here just lashes. I ain't got. Okay, Britannica, you coming on looking like a million, looking like $1 million bucks. Okay, I'm just saying.
You
She's
look
ready, y'all. Britannica's like, I'm ready. I'm gonna be looking good on here. I may have a lot to talk about, but I'm gonna be looking good while I talk about it. Okay. Look, that's right out of my book. I may be going through, but I'm gonna look good while I'm going through.
all right.
That's right out my handbook, y'all. That's a play out my handbook. Britannica and I go together already. Okay, we already go together. Okay, Britannica, I'm gonna read your backstory. Okay. And
Okay.
that gives us some background information. Then we're just going to talk, sweetheart. Okay. Britannica says, I just got out of the mental hospital. Look, I'm supposed to bring this over here so I can look at y'all while I'm reading. I just got out of the mental hospital on August 12th. This was my 5th time going. And baby, you are 28 out of South Carolina, correct? Okay. And this was my 5th time going. This was for depression, cutting, grief, and an ended relationship. I plan to take your healing course. I'm going to therapy every week. What else do you recommend for healing? I've been through so much stuff that I feel like I'm never going to be healed, and all my relationships are forever going to be affected by my history of trauma. Okay. Can I tell you something real quick that's going to make you feel good? Men love hurting souls. So boo, you ain't never gonna be I mean everybody that's really like up leveled on their healing, don't get mad at me like, Rebecca, I'm healed. What are you saying for my prospects? I'm doing good. Like, guys, listen, while we're all so busy disqualifying ourselves and thinking we're not lovable, we're never going to be able to be loved, we're never going to be able to have a relationship, I mean, there's really, really incredible, wonderful people who are drawn to hurting souls. And I'm not saying you're going to stay there. I'm just saying that if that's the case, Britannica, right, then you don't ever have to worry. Somebody will come along and they want to help you, save you, be with you. Captain Saber, you know what, okay? And you're like, sign me up, Mr. Wonderful, help me, right? That's right. Ashley says the damsel in distress. So you ain't got nothing to worry about, sweetheart. Okay, so first of all, let's go back. You are only 28 years old. How far back, Britannica, if you start to go back in time, would you say, first of all, when did you start cutting? When did that start?
I would say the beginning of like while I was in grad school. So that was probably like 2021, like 2013.
Okay. Like overwhelmed, you're in grad school, a broken relationship. What were those circumstances?
It was still like just not getting over, not having a relationship with my mom. Still hurting from just the other stuff that I had been through that I haven't really fully processed. I didn't really see a therapist until I got there. So it was just a lot. You know, I was in school being a therapist, but I just couldn't get myself together. It was just everything in my past that was still not processed.
Yeah. And so you went to graduate school to become a therapist?
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's really common. I say that in all of my coaching certification classes. We have therapists that come through to go through life coaching certification, and we have so many therapists that come through, and what I have seen as a common denominator with a lot of mental health workers, counselors, psychologists, all of the above, is that subconsciously you're trying to find your own answers. You know, subconsciously you're trying to heal yourself. You're trying to figure out what's wrong and get to solutions for yourself. And the psychology training and everything gives you a lot of head knowledge that you're like, okay, I can diagnose myself to know what's wrong with me, but I don't know how to fix it.
Yes.
Which
yes.
can actually make it more complicated in certain ways, right? Because there's so much head stuff going on and analysis, but it's like paralysis by analysis. It's like you're doing all this stuff, but you don't know exactly what to do to help yourself. Anyway, that was a sidebar. Okay, so take me back. You mentioned your mom. Sounded like you've had a complicated relationship with your mom. What went on with your mom?
It's been like this my whole life. She always was just with a bunch. I remember growing up, a whole lot of men bouncing around from house to house. Um, you know, just some stuff came out one day, and she was basically saying that her husband had told me one day when he put his hands on me that I was lucky to even be on this earth with my dad's old raping ASS. So I grew up thinking most of my life that I was conceived through rape. She just was very like verbally, emotionally abusive. Never put her hands on me, but it was just her and her husband. And my dad passed when I was 17 in a car accident. And I didn't have a relationship with him because I hated him so much because my mom hated him. But at that time, I didn't know why my mom hated him. So it's been like this my whole life, to the point where my Nana, who just passed in May from COVID and pneumonia, that is really was my mom. And to me, it's like my biological mom is like already not here. Like, we don't talk at all.
So when we have toxic relationships, especially with that number one relationship, which is our mother, guys, like we are attached to them in the womb. This is our first attachment. This is our first bond. And attachment wounds run so deep, sweetheart. And when it is this primary relationship, that first one where it's supposed to be like, but she's supposed to love me. She's supposed to protect me. She's supposed to be this. She's supposed to be that. We have all of these, ideas and concepts in our mind of what it's supposed to look like and how it's supposed to be. But we're born into these situations to flawed people. I mean, just from listening to you a little bit, it sounds like your mother is a deeply, deeply wounded and hurting woman. Now, if you go back for me as far as you can as a little girl, how far back do you remember starting to get sad or depressed or down on yourself, or how far back does that go?
I remember in elementary school, like I was always like versus office, like stomach hurt, feeling like I was gonna throw. I think that was anxiety, and I didn't realize that. And it got worse after I was in that car accident, because I was in a car accident when I was 13. The girl sitting beside me died, and I saw her, and I was the only one who saw her dead. And I broke my right femur bone, right ankle, right pinky finger, and I had to learn how to walk again. It took me a year. So I would say elementary school, but it got worse in middle school. So it's like something traumatic happened and then I also got molested in elementary school that I remember this one time. So I dealt with just that, getting molested by a girl. She was a babysitter at the time, and I dealt with bouncing around from different men's houses in elementary school, always being sick. Then middle school, I was in that car accident. And then high school, my dad died in a car accident. And I found out I had 12 brothers and sisters that I didn't know anything about until he died. So it's just been trauma after trauma at like every like developmental like stage of my life.
So you come of age, you're obviously highly intelligent, you're educated, you've pursued your education. You're 18, 20, 21, college. You're trying to navigate now this thing called life as a young woman. Of course, you're looking for love because you want what you haven't had anywhere else. And not, everyone wants love, of course. So then that's when it gets even more complicated, because now there's going to be layer upon layer of hurt, abandonment, rejection, abuse, whatever's going on in these relationships as a young woman. That's just added more layers, correct? On top of elementary school, middle school, high school, now young adult trauma with relationships come in, and I'm sure friendships as well.
Yes, ma'am.
With women, friends letting you down. not being, because do you feel like you're looking for love and family in your friends?
Yes, I tell my friends all the time, like, y'all are my family. Like, y'all are not. I feel like I need. It's like I've been wanting this love so desperately, in a sense, because it's like I have not received like a healthy love my whole life. So I seek that out in friendships, guys, and I tend to get rejected and hurt.
Everyone lets you down. Like practically everyone lets you down, right? Because they don't love like you. They're not as committed as you. They're not as ride or die as you. Like, wait a minute. I thought like I said, we go together. I thought we go together, right? I thought this was this, but that is not how you're acting. And can I say this though too, sweetie? You're not doing that just because you haven't had that love. It's coming from a place of abandonment and rejection and loss. I do that too. And I had a very loving household, very loving parents. I mean, we had a love and connection that was just crazy. You know what I mean? Just love, 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 love. But then they died. And so that leaves me with like an orphan syndrome, right? Where it's like, I know what real true love looks like, but I don't have any brothers and sisters, or I don't have anyone connected. My sister died too. So my sister died, my mom and dad died. And then it leaves me just kind of there's this void that is there. So it's there, whether you've had it and lost it, or whether you've never had it, it's still a void. And it's like, wait a minute, I want these deep connections with people that I know what it's supposed to look like and what it's supposed to feel like, but I'm not getting it. And what no one teaches us, Britannica, is that love comes from us loving ourselves.
Oh gosh, I hope I don't cry.
So this love you're seeking so desperately, because I have a feeling in my spirit that even like this last hospital visit, you mentioned this breakup. These breakdowns are coinciding now in your 20s. The breakdowns are coinciding with these breakups or disappointments with men or those close to you. That it's people letting you down and you spiral.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So here's the thing though. Those relationships and those results that you're getting with people that are not what you want are a direct reflection of how Britannica feels about herself. Deep, deep, deep down on the inside, sweetheart. Like they're on here lighting you up. You're so beautiful. You're so right. They're lighting you up in the comments, right? You're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. And it doesn't matter how many times you hear that, or how many different people tell you that, or that you are such a bright light when you walk into a room, and that you seem to be such a blessing, and you just don't understand why can't people see who I am? Why can't people appreciate me? Why can't people value what I'm bringing? Don't they see my love? Don't they see my light? Don't they see, that I would just do anything to love them? And
yes.
But it's a direct reflection of deep, deep down on the inside. That is so related to your childhood, that abandonment from your mother, death of your father, believing or not really knowing if you were the result of rape, all this trauma, death. Baby, layer upon layer upon layer upon layer, darling. So I'll tell you what I tell every person I meet who's needing to do healing work, who's really, because and you'll see this inside of the WORK Masterclass. At some point, we've got to draw a line in the sand. First of all, for 0 to 18, you're not in control of the situations your mother put you in, the households, the men, the abuse, her how she was. 0 to 18, you're at the whim of the adults in your life, and your choices are not your own. So this is when we are victimized, or there's things that are going on that are without, not within your control. Then 18 plus, 20 plus, right? You get out into the world, and now you're making choices that are now adding on and layering on. That's pain, right? But the truth is, Britannia, is that all of these things have happened to you. It's not who you are. And our human nature and human psychology and all of our programming in this realm, this earthly realm that we are taught and programmed to believe, is that we take on identity through experiences. We take on identity through relationship. Okay, so I identify because I'm a mom. I identify because I'm a daughter. I identify, she loves me, so I'm valued. This is what gives me value, is who loves me, my material possessions, my status, my power, my looks, all this earthly tangible stuff. But the truth is that nothing that has happened to you on earth can ever define who you are, because your innate nature, born perfect, pure, light. There's a scripture that says that babies are forever beholding the face of God, because their spirit is so pure that they are still halfway over in the angelic heavenly realm and half on earth, because they're so fresh. They've just come out of our heavenly realm onto earth, and they literally are still seeing God and seeing light, which is why babies will be off looking into the corners of the room and smiling, and right? And then the world comes in and distracts us, and they're shaking little things in your face, and they're, oh no, we got to bring her to this world, come into this world. Then they're saying, do this, don't do that, and all the rules. And so you're taught, you are deprogrammed from your heavenly, divine, intrinsic nature that is undefiable. You can't spoil it, you can't touch it. It's no different than the Spirit of God, because that's what it is. It's from God, of God, and it is untouchable. There's nothing that anybody can ever do to you, for you, against you, anything that can touch the nature of who you are on the inside. Which means we have to strip this identity we've created around victim, abused, neglected, rejected, abandoned, lost, orphaned, all these labels that we've applied in our mind to say who we are because of what's happened, or the circumstances or experiences, baby. Do you understand what I'm saying? And we have to be able to draw a line in the sand and say, yes, this all came and this all happened. And yes, I've been through all of this. However, it no longer defines who I am. And I have to be able to move forward, letting go. What does God say? Letting go of everything that has come before this, casting it into the sea of forgetfulness, and moving forward free. There's a book. Where's my book? And you're going to get it in class. I don't know where my books are, y'all. I need to be prepared when I come on with y'all, because y'all be working me. There's a book. There's a book. Where is it at? I can't find it. It's somewhere in here. It's probably over there on my meditation pillow. Anyway, there's a book called A Course in Miracles Made Easy. A Course in Miracles Made Easy. It is by Alan Cohen. Ashley, when you email Britannica, her scholarship for the Work Masterclass, because we're going to give you the Work Masterclass, sweetheart.
Oh my God. I'm already in it.
Did you buy it?
I did. I had did a GoFundMe because I had just got out.
I remember you, Britannica.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm going to refund your money, and you're going to put that in the bank.
Oh my gosh.
And you're going to use that money for whatever God puts on your heart to use it for.
Oh my God.
Look at God, baby. Won't God do it? Sweetheart, if you got to use a GoFundMe to raise $600, you need that money more than I do, baby.
Thank you.
Okay? And I'm so proud of you because God honors our faithfulness. God honors action. You got so determined about this and you have made up your mind that you are going to get healed. That you did a GoFundMe, y'all, for her healing class. Listen, sweetheart. I'm going to do something that I never, ever do. And everybody can tell you I don't even do it. Ashley will tell you I don't do it. I'm going to have some sessions with you one-on-one.
Oh my gosh.
While you work through your course. I believe in you. There's just a shift that we have to make in your mindset, sweetheart. There's got to come a shift to where you can detach from all this pain. And it's a choice. It's a choice. Comes a choice you have to make where you no longer choose to keep feeling the way you've been feeling, to let it go. It's a choice. And God is going to use everything you've been through to help you to make a difference in the world. It's not a coincidence you're connected to me. It is not a coincidence. I'm going to coach you one-on-one. I'm about to be on set, on TV. I got to do my call with Britannica real quick.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe this. I can't believe this.
Listen. When it comes to everything you've been through, sweetheart, first of all, you need someone that believes in you. That's number one. And you're in the right place for that. You need someone who believes in you wholeheartedly. So you can begin to align with that, to be able to see yourself the way God sees you. And that's the work we've got to initially start doing. This is the beginning of things turning around in your life to where you won't be back at the mental hospital ever again, unless you're there to pray and counsel somebody and help them.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what to say, Miss Rebecca. I've been following you for about 2 or 3 years, and like you have been such a blessing to me. Like I question, like, oh my God, I'm like, Lord, you gotta have some type of purpose for me or plan, because it's a lot of times I just don't want to be here. But you like saying I need somebody to believe in me is true, because my Nana, the one who just has that.
Oh yeah, and your Nana died too. She was like your mom.
Just this past May, and it just tore me up, like.
And that's how you landed at the mental hospital come August. It's just when you have been through everything you've already been through. And then your soul love of your life, the one constant. And it's like, God, how much more can I take? I can't take no more. No more. And baby, I have been there. I have been there. When you feel so alone, that it's just you and God and ain't nobody. And when you're looking to the people around you that made it seem like they would be there and they're not there. They, as a matter of fact, they abandon you right when the going gets tough. They're bailing out right when all hell is breaking loose. They're bailing on you. And you're sitting there like, really?
Yes.
Really? Because everybody's hurting and everybody's got issues and everybody doesn't have your heart, sweetheart. Everyone doesn't have your heart. That's on God. They don't. But God sees you, sweetie. He sees you. He's heard you. You would not be right where you're at right now on this call with me, getting ready to do this work. God has heard every prayer, every cry. He's caught every tear. Nothing is going to be wasted. Not one thing is going to be wasted. Sweetheart, you're going to turn around and in 1 year, everything is going to look so different for you. You're going to look back and just know that it's purely a miracle, that God has done a miracle in your life. And that's what's coming. And that's what I speak over you, that the desires of your heart are manifesting even now. But it starts with you. You. No dating, no old friends. You'll get in class and they're going to tell you in class that all the rules, well, you got to shut it down. It's time for you. I know you have already been feeling isolated, sweetheart, but now it's time to work because there's very succinct steps and instructions and tasks for you to be doing. Okay. So it's not like people say, everything heals with time, heals everything. Bull crap. No, it doesn't. It's what we do with the time that heals us or not. All right, sweetie. Ashley's gonna get you. No. We'll get you a refund since you're already in class. You're already in class. You're already doing some of this, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And Ashley will get you a link. Ashley, I need you to get the 30-minute link to Britannica for us to do some 30-minute power sessions. And we will do about one a week for the next 4 weeks, Britannica.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Miss Rebecca.
You're welcome, sweetheart. I love you.
I love you more.
And I'm going to ask you to do one more thing. And that is guard your heart, sweetheart. Guard your heart. You are precious. You are valuable. You are needed. You can't let anybody, not one more somebody's dusty son, have you ready to take yourself out. Do you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Boys that don't even know who they are or what they doing. Boys in men's bodies who don't even know what the hell they doing. And you letting them break you down. They don't know who they are. They don't know what they want. Leave them alone. God will bring exactly who you need and what's right for you. But you first have to step into your true identity. Power, strength, a sound mind. Because those are the fruits of the Spirit, right? Peace, joy, faith, right? And everything's going to align for you. Everything is going to align for you. Okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sweetheart. I love you.
Love you more.
Okay. I'll talk to you next week. We'll get you scheduled for your first one next week.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. I know I'm running late, as usual. Let me see. Where am I at? That ain't it. All right. Next, I have got sending her lots of love and prayers. Isn't she beautiful, guys? Absolutely beautiful. She and I are going to meet one day. I feel it in my bones, in my spirit. We're going to meet one day. You hear that, Britannica? We're going to meet one day. Lincoln, Canada. Let me see where you're at, sweetheart. I'm sorry we're running just a little bit behind. Don't forget to pray for them. I will pray for them as soon as I get done with this last one. I'll pray for everybody. Let me see. There she is. Yeah, you're on. See if she's coming in. I think it's coming up. We're doing good with our technology tonight. Hi, sweetheart.
Hi, Rebecca.
How are you?
I'm doing good. And just so that you know, because I don't know if you're going to say my name in the session, but it's Lakin like bacon.
Lakin like bacon. Lakin. Okay, I got it. I'm on it. Lakin. As soon as you said Lakin like bacon, I got it, honey. Okay, Lakin like bacon. We cook it. All right, Lakin, you are from Windsor, Ontario. You're 31 years old. All right, sweetheart. Now, I think you done wrote me a book up in here. Ashley sent me, baby, when I tell you Lakin should be a writer, Lakin done wrote me about 10 paragraphs in here. Okay? Okay, sweetheart. Okay, I got to see what part I should even read.
Rebecca, I've been thinking about it, and like, it's kind of, you know, I'm struggling with trusting myself. I'm struggling with familial patterns and like building relationships. I got a bunch of stuff in there.
Okay, you got a bunch of stuff in here. Okay. Lakin says,
hi, everybody.
Oh, I remember. I think I saw when your original message came in. I'm writing you today to discuss my biggest struggle relationship. Let's start with the top. Okay. Your last video hit me hard when you said there's some people you F and there's people you marry. Ooh, I said it, didn't I? That's a word, okay? That's a word. Somebody needs to catch on to the Holy Spirit when I said there's some men you F and there's some men you marry. That took me out. Yeah. But Rebecca, what do you do when you have never had a father figure? Every girl, quote unquote, marries her daddy, like how you found Mr. Pope. But what do you do when you've never had a father figure? My dad got deported when I was 5, and my sister's dad was in jail our whole lives. My mom never married and have never had a consistent adult male relationship. I worry about heading down the same path as my mother, which is focused on getting the bag, never marrying, but consistently having boyfriend and emotionally supportive relationships. I'm a 31-year-old nurse who is currently traveling for work. I am at home, no kids, and I don't really see myself settling yet. I'm currently in a loving relationship with someone who respects me traveling for extended periods of time. He's a single father and spends most of his time raising her, but he makes himself available to all of my emotional needs. This sounds great.
Yeah.
I do worry about how and if we will get to the next phase, or I'm worried about a shared vision, having dreams, the biggest my finances. I make 3 times more than he does. My net worth is, I'm not going to get out. And he is, okay. Okay, he went to jail. He's my age, but he spent 1 year in jail for carrying a gun illegally. So you're worrying about like him being like your sister's dad?
Well, no. So recently, like at the end of the letter, I tell you that like now which is a separate conversation, I'm possibly gonna like reconnect with my dad in Guyana because of the letter that my grandma gave me. And that letter was saying, my dad was writing in it and was like, you know, I'm at a crisis point in my life, and that got me curious. And when I looked at the address of it, it was at the same jail that my boyfriend just left. And there's a bunch of jails in Canada. So it was like kind of like, what am I like manifesting? And it just got me a little bit nervous.
You got anxious. You got real anxious. Okay. So first of all, your boyfriend's not your dad. Okay. He's his own man. It sounds like he's a good man. He's a single father. He's raising his child on his own. He's emotional. Out of everything you wrote in here, the boyfriend sound like a really good thing beyond you being, you know, doing really well for yourself. I mean, you're stable, educated, got a great job, own your home, got the money, you're doing good. And then you got this great boyfriend.
Yeah.
And everything was fine. Like, he hasn't done anything to rock the boat. It was your past rocking the boat.
Yeah, he hasn't. But I struggle because it's like, like I said, I never had a father figure, so I feel like we're boyfriend, girlfriend. I don't know how to do that next step, like building like a real relationship. It's like I travel nurse, so it's like I go for extended periods of time. I like have us, we're like boyfriend. Like he always makes himself available to me, but it's kind of like on my schedule, on my time, and it's like I struggle like seeing like a real, like how to build that real future, like become like a partnership, you know, not just a dating situation. Because
do you want that? Because you said something in here that you sounded like you're enjoying not being settled down. I mean, you've got a boyfriend when you head home, but you're traveling and you're living your best life. Is that even what you want right now? Are we borrowing worry?
Pardon?
Are we borrowing worry? Like my mom used to say, it's like, baby, don't borrow worry. Like, in other words, like, are we getting too far ahead of ourselves and getting stressed or anxious about decisions that aren't even here yet?
Well, like we talked about, like he wants to leave the city, and we talk about like, you know, what it would look like for us to like be living together, things like that, and it makes me nervous because it's like, okay, like can he support me? Am I gonna be putting money in the house? Like, is this a real like viable relationship? Like, I don't trust my judgment.
So besides the money thing,
which is really important.
It's important. But sweetheart, can I tell you something? How much do you make a year, American?
American?
Or a Canadian even, just tell me Canadian.
I'm like, so this past year I made 150 in nursing. Gross.
So 150,000. The reality is, now, is this guy handsome? Yes. He gotta be handsome. He gotta be handsome. I mean, he been to jail. He got a baby. He's fine as hell. Okay, I already know he's fine as hell. There's no way we would even be on the phone right now having this coaching session.
The thing I didn't tell you, Rebecca, which was in that blurb too, is like I knew him from 10 years ago, which kind of adds to my trust issues. All of my boyfriends have been guys that I've kept in my friend group for like 8 to 10 years. Like I haven't seriously dated outside of, just because of my lack of trust. So we connected during the pandemic, and he's serious about me.
Are you serious about him?
I love him.
Okay. That was beautiful.
I love him. But I keep judging myself. I don't know how to stop.
Okay. So you're afraid. So you feel like you've made some bad choices. Or you feel like you're afraid to make bad choices because you're a mom. Okay. Yeah. Not you making bad choices, because you seem to be doing really great.
When it, in all other kind of aspects, but like my relationship, it feels like, you know.
So besides him not making as much money as you, what, I don't hear any issues. Tell me what the real issues are with him if you take money off the table.
Like, I'm not sure if like we're both as ambitious, and he has a record, so he can't travel as much as me. So I would like for him to come places with me when I'm like nursing and stuff, but he can't. Like, he has to raise a daughter. Like, I think about spending my winters like at the hospital in like Florida or California, but he has to like be here to raise his child.
I mean, so let's take him out of the equation for a second, okay? So I've known quite a few travel nurses, and y'all make bang up money. You just starting to make good money, boo. Like, you gonna make 100,000 more than what you made last year. You gonna be making really good money. So, but here's the downside: you make that money traveling because you make so much more being a travel nurse than you do staying at home to be a nurse, or just being settled down in one place to be a nurse. So it becomes problematic for relationships. It's like a truck driver. It's no different. It's like you're gone for these long stretches of time, and it's very difficult to maintain consistency, monogamy, all of this, because relationships are not built to be apart for long periods of time. So until you're really ready to settle down and not travel anymore, excuse me. You see what Auntie Becky's saying here? It's going to be really difficult for you to be in a really like serious, committed, headed towards marriage relationship, because there's someone, I'm not saying he doesn't love you enough to sign up for it. He will do it, and he will try to make it work because he loves you.
Yeah.
But how long are you gone?
He says he'll wait for me.
Mm-hmm. How long are you gone when you do travel?
Like 2 months at a time. But I'm thinking.
Who's signing up for that? 2 months, no sex, no companionship, no dates, no hugs, no cuddles on the couch, no Netflix and chilling, no love.
We call each other and text a lot.
It's a recipe for disaster in a relationship, especially in a marriage. Not gonna. So like, until you're really ready to quit travel nursing, you wouldn't be really ready to be married to him.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just, I'm curious to, like, I heard you at the beginning of the video say that, like, he's a good guy, and I kind of wanted confirmation about that, because despite him having, like, a record or whatever, and I
mean, my daddy had a record.
But, like, it impacts you being able to get, like, a high-paying job and, like, be stable, you know, pay for, like, household and stuff.
Can I tell you something? You sound like a boss chick. You sound really, you're very smart. I mean, I'm just reading between the lines here. Everything I'm reading here, you got it going on, mama. You smart, you're driven, you're ambitious. Honey, when you're a boss chick, when you're a female boss, when you are someone who's ambitious, first of all, you're not going to meet too many men who are as ambitious as you are.
Really?
I had to learn it. I'm out here looking for this match that equals me, and I'm running circles around men. Circles. And I finally realized, like, and I'll never forget, it's when I met Carrie, that I was like, we don't need somebody like us, because then you're both just ambitious, running and chasing dreams and money and business and everything else and purpose. You need somebody who actually balances you out. So compatibility doesn't mean that you need to be with someone as ambitious as you. But this is where it gets complicated for women, because we're taught that the man's supposed to be the provider, the protector, in these traditional, you know, gender roles. But baby, you're the man that you were raised to marry. Think about it. You're not some little lady making $30,000 a year and looking to marry up with a man who's going to make her financially stable to where she can have kids and she don't have to work no more because he's taking care of the mortgage and taking care of her. You're making six figures and going to continue to make more and more and more money. And it sounds like you have ideas for businesses. You want to buy more property.
Yeah. And he's like on board. He's on board about those things.
Yes, listen, he'll make a great partner. But you don't realize that you have more of those traits of what we used to look for in, well, what we still look for. Women are still looking for. They're still looking for these, you know, alpha male, strong, 6-figure, 7-figure men, and that's who you're looking to marry. But instead, you became one.
Yeah.
And then what happens is that now because that programming from society is so strong, you want a man who makes just as much money as you or more, because you want to be able to look at him as the breadwinner, or that he could take care of you. You mentioned it about, I don't know that he can take care of you, but he can.
I definitely, you know, I don't want to be like moving in. I don't want him and his daughter to be moving in with me. Like, I want to be moving in with him. I've never lived with a guy like my whole life, my whole 30 years.
But why would you even move in with each other unless you were married?
Yeah.
I don't suggest living together before you get married.
I never have. He's the only, if he moved from the city, like, that's the only thing I would think about. Like, I don't know.
So here's the thing. Especially as you get older, it's hard. Do you date black men, white men? What do you date?
I'm biracial black, so is he. We're both
mixed. He's biracial too.
Yeah.
Okay. As we are dating, guys, and this goes for fellas too, you know, there's just fewer and fewer fish in the sea that are going, you know, there's fewer fish out there that are going to match all these things that in your mind you think he's got to be a good partner for you, right? And when you start talking about men of color that look good, hello, somebody, and you want him to make 6 figures, you want him to look like that and make 6 figures and be a man of color.
Not 6 figures.
Well, I mean, okay, 80, 90. You have an ideal number in your mind, but no matter what, you're still making more than him.
Maybe you're right, Rebecca. Yeah.
Look, Lake and Bacon's like, maybe you're right, Rebecca. Like, yeah, you know, if I get real honest. But as I've talked about previously, honey, we have these ideas in our head that we don't really understand how that plays out in real life. Like, at the end of the day, you can meet that perfect guy, and the resume's there, the looks, the money, the resume, all on paper, it's everything you want, and you'll hate him. And it's going to be like, it's a jerk, asshole. Oh my God. What's your boyfriend's name?
His name's Dylan, and he's really sweet.
Dylan.
I love him.
Can I tell you about sexy, sweet men? Don't get me talking about sexy, sweet men, okay? Sexy, sweet men. All right? Listen, boo.
I'm grateful. It's just, I struggle trusting, like, am I making the right choice? Like, I'm investing my time in him. I'm meeting his daughter, like, spending time with his daughter, like, spending time with each other's family. I'm away.
Can I tell you what was really important that you said? You said, I love him.
Yeah.
So love has you, and I say it all the time, guys, we don't fall in love with perfect resumes and people who are perfect on paper. Our heart falls in love with someone who is a match for us in the soul level. Soul level, which means that people don't come packaged as these perfect little examples of what you said, you know, you thought it had to be or wanted it to be. I mean, is he your age too?
We're both 31. So, but he's starting, it's like I'm established and he's starting over, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. So guess what going to jail doesn't stop him from doing?
Coming to America.
Starting a business.
Yeah.
Being very successful. Running rental property that you guys buy together and he manages it, because you ain't going to want to manage it. You got the big idea, but you don't want to do the day-to-day managing of stuff.
No. Is that an assistant though, Rebecca? Or is that like
what?
Like the person doing, you know, like if I have the big ideas and this and that, like is he like, I hear what you're saying. I watched your video on like boss chicks, you gotta date different, and I was like, I hear you, but like, am I looking for like an assistant in a guy, or like, you know what I mean?
Boo boo. Let me tell you something. I met Carrie Pope. I made, within 2 years, I was making 3 times as much money after I married Carrie.
Wait, what? After you
After I married Carrie, I was making triple the amount of money within 2 years.
Because of his health.
Because it's emotional, it's spiritual, it's mental. You're not alone. You're supported. You're lifted up. You're anchored. Men like Dylan take so much off of you.
Yeah.
He's gonna handle things for you. He's gonna support you. You can also still cry on his shoulder. You can be the little crying boss too. And he knows both sides, and he accepts you for who you are. And you don't have to be the damsel in distress, but you also don't have to be this woman who wears the pants all the time either. You're able to have a partner that balances it out. Yeah, Tara just said you want to be complementary with one another.
Yeah.
And it sounds to me like you guys have the potential to really do that. And I would encourage you to look past small limitations. If I met a man, yes, Jay Stephanie said, money can't buy that. Money can't buy love. Money can't buy sexual compatibility. Money can't buy chemistry. Money can't buy connection. Money can't buy love. I would rather be in love and build with someone who's willing. So if I met a man who had a record today, all right, I'm 40, fine. You know, I don't put my age anymore. I'm 40, fine. But if I was where I'm at right now in life, all my money, everything, and I met a man who had a record, and I dated him and vetted him and got to know him and really, you know, this is a good man. He has a record. I would look at his work ethic. He's already a father. You look at the type of father he is. That's the kind of father he's going to be to your children, right? You look at who he is, and then you're determining whether or not that is a fit for where you want to go in the future to support each other's dreams. And the money, like someone just said, money is a tool. Crafty Cutie 84 said exactly, money is a tool. Together, Carrie and I make way more money than we would have ever made individually. So you can come up with a plan to say, I'm going to stack my money or save this much. We can invest, help him to do this. What are his dreams? You guys can be coming up with ideas and ways to triple and quadruple your money, because right now you kind of have like this smaller mindset because you're like, what kind of job can he get? He has a record. He can't travel. That's nothing that money doesn't solve. Money solves all those problems. Like, and I think if you begin to think bigger, like together you guys could create businesses, investments, do lots more to literally quadruple that income together, then what does it matter if he makes $40,000 right now and you make $150,000? Together you could build towards literally being millionaires. So it's not an assistant, it's a partner. It's kind of like Carrie's like the COO and the CFO. He's Chief Operations Officer, Chief Financial Officer. Carrie manages all the money, finances, taxes, businesses, payroll, staff. He's the COO, CFO. He's also the technical officer, all the technical stuff and all the software and all, right?
I don't know if I trust my partner to do all that. Like, I don't.
Well, no, of course not right now. You haven't married him.
Yeah.
I mean, I married this incredible man, and getting to know him, he's better with money than me. Oh yeah, you handle this, baby. Okay, you got this, right? He's more patient, staff, hiring, firing. He takes so much to where I'm allowed to just swim in my lane and do what I'm good at. And he does what he's good at. Yeah. But I don't think that's been role modeled for you. That you haven't seen that.
My mom never got married. My grandma's been divorced 3 times. My aunt's single. All the women, it's like the Kardashians, but like we're all, you know, there's never been a guy in the picture. We've always had to do it for ourselves. So it's like I struggle because it's like, how do I move beyond to see like that building, that partnership that you're talking about? Like, you know, because
when I was dating Carrie, I was vetting for a life partner. And because I'm a businesswoman, I'm also vetting because I can't do life with somebody, but you hinder my business or you are not a good fit for me because I am a businesswoman. You got to be a fit for that too. I was vetting for all of that, Lakin. I'm asking questions. I'm literally digging. I'm learning how he thinks, his mindset, his skill set, his talents, what he's good at. And I realized he was strong in areas where I was weak. He was real strong. And I was like, oh, that's good because he'll help me to be better because he'll help. I'm so much more organized now. He's like OCD. Everything's organized and filed and everything has a place, you know, and now I find myself putting things back where I got it from, you know, over years of being married. You influence each other. Okay, so let's talk about core issues, okay? At the root of your commitment issues and fear and trust issues is your mother and your father, your examples, your role models. And so you've got to go back and be able to heal some of that old stuff so that you give yourself permission to live and be free to make your own choices without feeling like there's a cloud over you that you're somehow repeating their patterns. Yeah. I mean, Carrie is so much like my dad, but my dad had a record. Carrie doesn't have a record. But my dad was the most anointed and intelligent man that I know besides Carrie. He had a record. It did not stop him from being successful. It didn't stop him from, it didn't stop my mama from marrying him. Hello, that's why I'm here, right? And the part you said about not having, you know, we marry our fathers, but how am I supposed to do that when I didn't really know my father, right? It's like it goes both ways, though. It's like even when your father hasn't been present, sweetheart, sometimes you have to realize that that's been a blessing. That in the years, if he had have been around, he was so jacked up and hurting and wasn't, you know, in the right place, that he would have been a bad influence and he would have hurt you and he would have damaged you, right? And hurt you more than all the stuff you already been through. But, so you know we're going to give you the Work Masterclass. I want you to work through the healing, okay? Because I want you to get to a place of peace about Dylan.
Yeah.
Can I tell you what I would do if I were you? Can I tell you what I would do? Oh, sweetheart, it's okay. I keep saying his name and you just keep crying every time I say his name. It's okay. It is okay. That's what that is what you're on here for. Okay? This is what I would do. I want you to get a journal and I want you to write in your journal a dream. And I want you to write what your dream life with Dylan looks like. Just the final results. What is it that your dream life would look like with him? Okay? How many more kids do you want? What does your work life look like? I'm sure your ideal life doesn't include traveling 2 months and being away from your family. What about when you have some babies?
I know. I'm not there yet. I'm not ready for that yet.
Right. But you could get ready. You can make up your mind to start creating the life you really want. You can create a dream of what you want your life to look like and start working towards it. There isn't any reason that you and Dylan couldn't start working on some dream stuff to be setting yourselves up for a future together that looks amazing. Pick his brain. What are his dreams? Get to know him even more. Start talking to him about his skills, his passions, what's he good at. And then see how that matches with some of your ideas and the things you want to do.
Like his main thing that he's good at is just in like, you know, childhood. Like he likes creating like beats. It's nothing that's like nothing that, I don't know, I don't respect people that like, I don't know. I don't respect when people say like, oh, I want to be an artist or something. That's not what he says. But what he likes spending time at is listening, making beats, producing music.
So making beads and making music?
Making beats, like
beats. Oh, music, beats. Okay,
but
gotcha. You're right.
No, but like every like black man wants to be like something like that. I think he knows. I think he's 31. Like I don't respect that. I could, if he dead ass told me like Lake Banks, I want to be a rapper or I want to be an artist, I could never marry him. I just couldn't. Right. I'm serious, I couldn't. I could not.
Right,
but,
so that's his hobby.
Yeah.
It's a hobby, but he loves it.
Yeah.
But then you got to ask about more bigger dreams.
Yeah.
You know, or
rich.
Say that again.
He wants to have money, and like when I tell him things like, you know, I want to buy a property, I want to collect rent, I want to, you know, have an income. He's like, yeah, that sounds good. Like I rather, you know, I don't want to work forever. Like when I tell him these things that I want, he says, yeah, I would like to do that. Like I don't want to, but he's not like handy, but maybe he can handle like other things if we like got something together.
Listen, boo. At the end of the day, I would say some of the very best men walking this earth seem like more like simple guys. Like, you know, yeah. It's not complicated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like he's going to be on board and be a great partner for whatever you guys decide you want to do. And he already has a vision of his life. He just doesn't know how he's going to get there. But he if someone's talking about wanting to have good money and own things and do things, he's got an idea of how he wants his life to look.
Yeah.
But that's where we as women come in, and also in helping to create that bigger vision and then the support to get there.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And he, ever since he got out of jail, like now he's in school, he's taking like a program that like the government's helping him with. So.
And what's he studying?
It's like a CNC, it's a factory thing. I don't know, like I've never had a factory job, but he's like gets up, takes his daughter to daycare school, and goes to like school himself to try to get his first certificate. Yeah. So
but factory jobs can make really good money. Harry worked in concrete before we retired him from concrete. Before our businesses retired Carrie from concrete. I'm just saying. Huh?
Concrete's great money.
He was, you know, in management, worked his way up over the years in concrete. And I have a background in construction as well. That's just something else we had in common when we met. I used to own a construction company.
You?
Mm-hmm. That's what I did for years.
Oh, wow.
Right.
A bunch of like testosterone men around. I can't. That's funny.
I mean, and that's what I'm saying, honey. Like I had to, it's really, really hard, Lakin, but we as women have to start, that's why I say we have to start dating like men, because your level of ambition, success, the money you're making and everything, that used to be our dream guy.
Yeah.
And now that's who you are. And now you have to date differently. You have to be dating for love. You have to be dating for compatibility. You have to be dating for companionship, partnership. You know, you're looking for, because the happier and the more stable you are, the more money you will make. And guess what? I dated a whole lot of dudes with money, and they suck.
You said that I've watched your videos.
Like,
That's how
they
I heard
didn't.
about like the fuck boys and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I've dated those type of guys, or the alphas who want to like compete with you and like.
Yes, we ain't got time for that.
No,
And then they want you to sit and stroke their ego constantly, and they're constantly, you know, I'm sitting there like, dude, I ain't got time to sit here and baby you, and, you know, I've got my own stuff to do, you know, like, wait a minute. And they just want you to be there, you know, that's why they'll, you know, boss dudes will be dating waitresses and, you know, bank tellers, and, you know, they don't date boss chicks. They date women who have time for them and make them feel good, and the love is bomb and the sex is bomb and everything's great. And I mean, like I say, I went out through all of that in my 30s with dating to land at like 38 when I met Carrie and realized what was a fit for me was so different than what I'd had on those lists all those years. Carrie was just everything. So all that stuff just starts to go out the window, because when you meet somebody that you love and really, you know, contributes to your happiness, it's like, well, you can work on all the other stuff. All of the other stuff is doable. And one of the things I think you're going to really have to work on, Lakin, and you're going to learn that inside of healing class, is your mindset. You put a lot of limits on yourself and others. Like you're seeing from like, in other words, God is limitless. Like the possibilities are endless. You can, baby, you're 31, you're beautiful, you're making great money. You can do whatever you put your mind to. You can create a life, whatever life you want, you can create that. And it's like, God brought me this life partner that anchored me, that he'll close my laptop at like 10 o'clock at night when I'm still working. That's enough, come to bed. Fine, okay, but I'm exhausted, you know? And he knows what I need. He knows what I need. Tara says, I see the tug of war between your heart and your mind.
Yeah.
Your heart says Dylan. Your mind is like, I don't know, I'm scared.
I don't trust me.
I don't trust me. So you've got to work on these trust issues, heal this stuff with your mom and dad, all the old stuff, sweetie. And don't move too fast with Dylan. Take your time.
Yeah.
But I believe in love. I believe in love. I believe that when you find mutual, reciprocated, respectful love, I believe that's a precious gift.
I have that with him, Rebecca. It's
been my
relationship. It's been my healthiest.
I would not give that up for nothing. I would be figuring out how to make it work, and I would boss up. You hear what I'm saying? I would boss up, get in your mind, it's getting in that position where, you know, who cares if he only makes this? We make this much together. It comes down to that partnership. And I know it really happens after you get married where it really gels, you know. But it's like, Carrie Ann, we have more money in the bank. We just said it the other day. We were talking, he asked me, you know, what is the most money I'd ever had in the bank previous to now? Or was this the most money I'd ever had, you know, in the bank before? Like just money you're sitting on that you don't even touch. And I was like, yeah, right now is the most money I've ever had, literally. And it's being married to Carrie. What we do together.
Yeah.
So we got to heal the wounds so you can trust the love.
Yeah.
That's a quote. Heal the wounds so you can trust the love.
Thank you.
You hear me? And I would not let go of Dylan, baby. Let me tell you something. If you let go of Dylan and you would see him 5 years from now married to somebody else with some pretty babies, and she doesn't help to upgrade him, because that's what we do as women. It doesn't matter who it is. We upgrade men. We up-level good women, up-level men. And you will see him with some beautiful wife who done invested and looked past the imperfections, and she has some pretty little babies. He's going to be sitting there like, that could have been me. I was too scared. Okay? So I'm not saying run off and marry him tomorrow, but I am saying make a plan.
Yeah.
There isn't any reason you guys can't be doing some type of a partnership, investing in some buildings. He could figure something out. He sounds like a go-getter. It sounds like he could figure. He's smart. He can do whatever he puts his mind to. You guys come up with an idea, an investment. Buy yourself a townhouse, rent it out, your first rental property, or Airbnb it, or do whatever. I don't know. Do something, boo. But put him to work.
You're right. Thank
Okay. All right, babe. I love you.
I love you, Becca. Thank you.
Okay. Blessings and abundance. I'll see you. Well, I'll see you back on here later. But make sure you take your Work Masterclass. I'm going to pray after you get off of here for both of you guys, because I didn't pray with
So
Britannica either. But
Ashley will just send it.
yep, Ashley's going to email you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. You're welcome, sweetheart. Okay. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You have to click me on.
Yeah, I think you have to hit the X. There's like an X somewhere. You see it?
Bye.
Bye, baby. Oh, we had such great guests tonight, guys. We had great guests. Those were great conversations. All right, guys, listen. I'm going to pray for Britannica and Lake and Bacon. That's how I'm going to always remember how to say her name. But those were great guests. Thank you so much for being vulnerable and transparent, girls. Awesome, awesome coaching sessions. All right, God, we thank you for this evening. We thank you for our guests. We thank you, God, for Britannica and Lakin. We ask you for divine protection, inspiration, covering, healing, anointing. God, I speak abundance over their lives, abundance of love, mercy, healing, grace, reinforcement, God, confirmation. God, bring peace of mind and relief, that they are right where they're supposed to be and that everything is coming together as promised. We thank you even now for everything they're getting ready to do, all the work and the seeds that they're going to sow. We're speaking peace of mind for Lakin, peace of mind, God, that she's right where she's supposed to be, peace of mind in her relationship, to trust the love. God, we speak healing over Britannica, over all the trauma that she's been through, and healing over Lakin's wounds from her mother and father, God. Abandonment, that you heal abandonment wounds, God, even now in loss. We thank you, God, for abundant life. We thank you for everything that is manifesting even now. We thank you for the seeds that were sown tonight that are going to bear fruit. And we look forward to the testimonies of everything that is going to begin to manifest in their lives. Amen. All right, guys. Love you, love you, love you. Blessings and abundance. Great, great, great guests. I'll be back next week with 2 more guests, 2 more live coaching sessions. I love you guys. Blessings and abundance. Make sure you get your Work Masterclass. So you get it in your healing class. There's a link in my bio. Get to work on your work as well. It's not just them on here. It's all of us. You got to do your work. Do your work. All right, that class is a game changer. You have not experienced any healing work like our class. You need to be in there, okay? Doing your shadow work, deep, deep levels of healing. All right, guys, blessings and abundance. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.